Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. And you know, Tuesday, we're doing straight up tarot. Nothing but. And today I decided to bring out The Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid. This is a great deck, and here's the thing. I don't use this one often because, well, the cards are kind of big, it's a little weird to shuffle, and, you know, it's just not one I use often, but I do have a connection with it. I do recommend it. If you're looking to start reading, this is one I would recommend for a little bit later. I would say start with the Rider-Waite, go from there. But, yeah, we're going to be drawing cards, and I had a little bit of an idea, and I wanted to run it by you just to see what you think. And you can leave comments down below if you like, or smash that like button, you know, share it out with friends, that sort of thing. I was thinking, if what you really wanted was, instead of a reading, if you wanted to learn this yourself, would that be something you'd be interested in? I mean, I've already taught one person what I know about tarot and that sort of thing, and yeah, she's really taken it and run with it. There's very little, if anything, I got left to teach her. She picked it up in like 6 months. It was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome to watch, and her readings are very, very good. And of course, if you've ever tuned into one of our High Notes live streams, I'm talking about Moots. It's a pretty awesome time. Speaking of live streams, it has been too long since we've done one, hasn't it? I think so. Maybe soon. We'll have to get that together. That way we can announce it and get everybody involved and have a great time. Might even do it here on YouTube. You never know. Might do it on Rumble. Might do it on High Notes. I kind of like the interactivity of it all, to be honest with you. Speaking of live streams, I hung out for a little while in the live stream over at the Basic Expert channel last night, where I got to listen to Greg Lambert talk about his current RPG, the Chronicles of Aeres and the Shadows of Padfoot Alley. The Doom That Came to Astrius is coming next very, very soon, and I can't wait because, oh boy, that's going to be fun. And that is like the Chronicles of Aeres is more like a love letter to, I mean, it's a big world, but it's a love letter to fantasy like The Secret of Nim and things like that. Shadows of Padfoot Alley is a real love letter to that. And then The Doom That Came to Astrius is more brutal, gritty sword and sorcery, like Conan the Barbarian, things like that. And then he's working on another one, which will be more of the tribute to the Errol Flynn, Robin Hood, sort of swashbuckling noble types. And I'm looking forward to that. Also, he's working on a kaiju game where you can take on the role of a kaiju monster like Godzilla, or you can take on the persona of a mech pilot who has to stop these things. Now that should be really, really cool, because something you probably don't know about me, I absolutely love the Godzilla movies. Love Godzilla, Mothra, Gamera, the whole works. And there's also a Power Rangers Super Sentai element to it. So just wanted to let you know about that. DuelingDragonAdventures.com, I think, is the website, which go check it out. But watch this first. Write that down. I'll probably put it in the description down below. Anyway, Tuesday. Today, what are we looking at? What do we need to know? You know, yesterday we were kind of getting to know the cards. We were getting to know that message. It was all about kind of stepping into your own power, just performing as best you can. I wonder what today's looking like. So let's start with you. Oh, hello, Mr. Bub. What's up? Come here. I'm going to get you out of the way so you don't play with my pant strings. There we go. Oh, big boy. Bigums, yeah. He's just laying on the couch like a sphinx looking out now. There you go. Yeah, good boy. So, let's see what you're like today. Let's see what I'm like today. Let's see what we're all like today. But we're mainly talking to you. King of Water. Looks like this one's going to be about keeping our emotions in check. Keeping our head about us a little bit today. I think that's a great place to start, personally. I can tell you one thing, a lot of things have been lost over not keeping our cool, not keeping our head on straight when it really needs to be. We also need to be a little fair. We need to be diplomatic. You know what else is really good about the King of Water, or the King of Cups, if you prefer? He's a great mediator. He's a great mediator because he's impartial. So you may be called to kind of intervene on someone else's behalf today. You may be called to just intervene and sit right in the middle of two polar opposites. We've talked before about embracing those extremes so that you know how to proceed forward, and the King of Water tells you exactly how to do that. Now you need to listen. You need to listen well, because that's how you make peace. If you're at peace with yourself, you can make peace just about anywhere. So, how do we do that? What's in our mind currently? Currently in the mind, got a Queen of Earth in reverse. So we are not looking at opulence today. This is not about status. We're not looking to, ladies and gentlemen, let me put it to you this way. If you want gold and glory, you pick up a tabletop RPG. That's not what this is about. In fact, your praises may never be sung. Okay? So with that being the current state, the action, an Ace of Earth in reverse. You know, sometimes opportunity comes our way. Opportunity tends to knock, and we tend to miss it, don't we? So this is more about that missed opportunity. And my question to you is, what missed opportunities are you looking at right now? Yeah, I don't really work with this deck that much, so I'm having to look some things up. So this is not going to be abundance made manifest right now. But the thing is, the concrete rules of the physical world, you're able to manipulate those. You're able to look past the superficial. And that's where your opportunity really lies, is being able to look past that. Again, this is not about opulence. This is not about you jumping on the next thing. This is not about that next great idea. This is about you kind of seeing where you can operate. You're going to have to see both sides of things. And sometimes those things will conflict. But where they meet, for that conflict, that's where you'll be able to settle things. And the outcome of that mentally is definitely going to be love in reverse. It's going to seem cold, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to seem very, very cold. But the fact of the matter is, with all of these in reverse, it's because you have to take that stance and say, okay, I'm not siding with you, but I'm not against you here. And some people are not going to be able to handle that. You're going to have to be far more reasonable than what you'd normally have to be. And it's going to come across as you being very cold, but that's not the case. The case is you're trying to seek a mutually beneficial outcome for everyone involved, including yourself, because this is going to take away from you. You're going to need to give back to yourself. Now, physically, we have a 7 of water in reverse. This 7 of cups, this is always the big choice, right? And upright, it's always the big choice, but this time it's in reverse. So you will not be making, a lot of people are going to just make choices for you right now in the physical sense, and that's fine. Relax, breathe, take it easy. You're going to see some things pop up. Your action, though, is this is where your choice is going to be. You're going to have to get a little creative with it. Sometimes that's not always easy, because right now the abundance of choices right now, whether for good or ill, that's going to be whittled down to the 2. It's going to be sort of like going one way or the other. And right now what you're doing is you're making it creative. Again, this is where everything meets. So it doesn't matter up, down, left, right, diagonally. This is where it all comes down. This is where you have to, with all impartiality, you're going to have to get a little creative. It's not going to be so cut and dry today. And that's what leads to this direct outcome. You notice how we got these kings kind of lined up here. Like I said, whether it's up and down, left, right, diagonally, it's all going to meet right here. But this is going to be your outcome. You're going to have to go from this king of water, having that mastery over your emotions, to having a mastery over your creativity as well. So this point's where you're going to kind of alchemize that, because this is another extreme, and this is where you land. Again, mutually beneficial outcomes is what you're looking at. Spiritually speaking, we're looking at, I'm going to just uncover all of them, the 8 of air. We've got a messenger of fire. And we've got an ace of air. So now we're into the thinking part, because you do have to do some thinking. And the 8 of swords, that's what this is supposed to represent. However, this one is a little different, because this is not the woman who's bound and has swords placed all around her. She's blindfolded. She doesn't know what to do. This is you kind of taking time to rise to the occasion, to realize that still your problems are not as big as they seem. And that's going to make all the difference, because once you've moved from here into this messenger of fire, this is the Knight of Wands card with the Rider-Waite. But the messenger of fire brings another, they're called messengers for a reason. What she brings is a message of light. And that's what you need to do. See, right here, this is that creative decision. Here's where you have mastery over your creativity. This is very young and virile. This is sort of adolescent energy. It's still young, it's still virile, but it's a great series of ideas that you can put forth that will contribute to the situation, rather than, taking away. It will help, even though it doesn't seem like it will at first. But those thoughts that you harbor, this is where we've got that Ace of Earth kind of turned upside down. This is the one that matters, because you need to lock on to some newer thoughts. Not every thought has to be shared, by the way. Just those thoughts, those new ways of seeing things. This is definitely clarity, and that's how you need to approach it. So I'm looking at, even though the Hermit card has not come up in the spread, I'm looking at a little meditation, still, reflection that has worked so far. You still need it, and you need to keep your waters calm. You need to keep your fires burning, but you don't want a raging inferno today. Okay, remember, we're there to mediate. We're there to discuss, and we're there to calm the waters when they start getting a little too rough. Know what I mean? And I think that's a great place to start. Because remember, it's not about you today. This is about you settling things, or at least helping to. If you got a little strangeness going on in your life today, you got a couple people that are always squabbling, or you got a couple people, a couple groups that just can't really seem to come to terms. This is where you're going to shine through today. But remember, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about bridging a gap. There are some old sayings like, build a bridge and get over it. Well, today that's exactly what you're doing. You're building bridges. And there's nothing wrong with that. Building bridges does kind of put you in the limelight a little bit. I mean, a lot of focus is going to be on you, but you have to remember it's not about you. Now, the actions you take may even seem pretty heroic, and they very well may be. I can definitely see that. A little bit of heroism today. But it's not going to be the heroism of running into battle and bravely taking out the dragon. This one is about establishing a little peace between knights and dragons today. Setting a little bit of a line of demarcation that no one crosses. Everyone kind of stays in their corner, and everyone benefits. But it's going to be up to you to figure out how to do that. Don't worry, you are supported. That's the one thing I notice. A lot of people, they get a little frustrated. One side won't come over to the other side won't come over to the other side, vice versa. But you're right there in the middle. And if you're going to be caught in the middle, you might as well be the peacemaker today. So, I hope that provides you with a little clarity. And I'm going to go ahead and get this thing edited down and shot out to you. Just remember, especially today, I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, shine on.